that you want to share on Staviva and what you guys are doing over there? Because I just think it's so fascinating, the company in general and what you've accomplished from a mission and a purpose.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Like Staviva is our consumer brand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like our consumer brand of sweeteners, and then, our food ingredient company is called Icon Foods.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see, like the science and like things that we're doing in the lab and reformulation and stuff, if you want to see that, you can go to iconfoods.com and, and see what we're up to. And that sort of like parlays me into the book, the Guy Gone Keto book. So a lot of the products that I formulate and develop are in the keto category. And probably it was 3 years ago, I found myself in Las Vegas after a big, huge meal with one of my customers, looking at myself in the mirror, and I was 35 pounds overweight and had massive blood pressure problems and just was not happy with myself. And at that point, I think that the pain of being fat and the pain of not living up to, what I potentially could be exceeded the pleasure that I was deriving from the pizza and the cake and the wine and, all of the things that I shouldn't be eating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I just started writing. It just started flowing out of me. And it's like, I'm going to walk my talk, and I'm going to be, I'm going to adopt a ketogenic lifestyle. So a year later, I had a book, and, was really fortunate to be able to be led to a great publisher who was interested in publishing it. And, the book came out last May. It's called The Guy Gone Keto, and it's done exceptionally well, and I'm super proud of it.
Yeah. Wow. Do you get a lot of pushback on keto itself as a lifestyle? I mean, I've heard the ups and downs of keto. I mean, I'm a big proponent of what works for you as an individual might not work for somebody else. And I think that there's different options out there, but I've certainly heard a lot of success behind keto. Do you get pushback on it?
Yeah, I get pushback from vegans.
Yeah, I bet.
mostly vegans will send me a little hate now and then, like, you just eat meat and cheese and you're destroying the planet. And I'm like, I think I'm eating more vegetables now than I ate before I was keto. I mean, they're just different vegetables. So I'm not eating like carrots and potatoes and stuff like that. I'm eating more green leafy type vegetables and cruciferous vegetables. So, yeah, I do get pushback, and then I do get pushback from people who are like, oh my God, 70% of your diet is fat. I'm like, yep, 70% of my diet is fat, but I'm getting it from salmon and nuts and avocados. So it's not like I'm just taking spoonfuls of lard and eating it. So I think a lot of the opinions that people throw at me are based in them just not understanding the keto diet, because I think the keto diet is super healthy. Our bodies are designed to burn fat as a clean energy source. And I think that once somebody understands the keto diet, then the mystery fades away. And if they adopt the keto diet, then generally they stick with it, because I mean, weight loss is a positive side of it.
Yeah.
But I would say the bigger positive side is energy and brain function.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I'm a proponent for educate yourself before critiquing, and this is clearly one of those arenas that, with proper education, this might be for you. It's interesting. I have nothing against vegans or people that don't eat meat. Again, it's whatever lifestyle works for them. But I remember doing just a little bit of research, and I won't go into the exact detail because I don't remember. I'm in my 50s now, and you forget stuff. But I remember reading about an effort to like create a soy or to convert. Maybe it was the pastures for cows, to convert those to vegetables. They were actually killing more animals doing that. And I'm thinking, well, how is that possible? Well, they talk about, turning the earth and killing the earthworms and the moles and the
Mm-hmm.
mice and the snakes and all these things to create these organic fields, that they're actually killing a ton of animal life to have this organic lettuce field, and whoever thinks about what's under the dirt, right? And all those animals, just because the cows aren't grazing
Right.
on top anymore, what about what's living in the earth that you're turning over and killing to plant these fruits and vegetables? I thought, wow, I never thought about that. Now, I'm still not against people being vegan and all these other things, but it's, by
Mm-hmm.
educating yourself, you learn a lot more about what you're either seeing in the news or reading in a basic book. And I think that's what's fascinating about keto is I have seen some people that have benefited tremendously from it. I have a couple relatives that are well overweight, and they're on their way to losing through the keto diet, and I'm excited for them.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. I love hearing stuff like that. I love hearing success stories. And yeah, keto is not for everybody. And you could actually do keto vegan. So I have somebody who works with me who was doing keto vegan, and she was in pretty deep ketosis. So I know that it's possible. But it's whatever feels right to you and whatever is giving you the best results.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so while keto works for me and it works for a lot of people that I know, some people might need more carbs, and some people might be paleo or Whole30. But if it works for you and you're happy, stick with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm at that selfish point in the show where I've enjoyed talking to you immensely, and I've allowed us to continue to go on. So thank you for that. I know that our listeners appreciate it. I just looked at a couple quotes. This is from your bio, and it says one of the things that you say: you aren't doing well unless you're also doing some good, and that's your line of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that your company's been built around, and I like that you've said this because a lot of people will say it or do it, but you say it in your bio that your company's been built around the simple principle of do the right thing. And
Mm-hmm.
we talked about your success, and clearly, if that's your motto, by doing the right thing, it's shown its rewards. And I want to compliment you and your company and your team on that because it's hard to do the right
Thank
thing.
you.
It really is hard. My brother told me once. Our listeners know he was on the show. He's the CEO of In-N-Out Burger. It's easy to say yes, and it's hard to say no. And oftentimes that no is what keeps you on that path of the straight and narrow. And I can imagine doing the right thing is hard.
Yeah, I mean, doing the right thing isn't the easy path, but I think it's the more rewarding path. And so, in our ingredient company at Icon Foods, I mean, a lot of our sourcing, we like to come from the space of using the finest, cleanest ingredients that you can possibly use. That's doing the right thing. Is it the cheapest? Nope. Are we getting the highest margins? Nope, not even close. But I mean, we do the right thing, and it also instills a level of pride and confidence in what we're bringing to our customers.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, look, you've got this book out. Where can people buy the book? Amazon, or they got to go on your website, or both?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they can go to guygoneketo.com, and we've also got a line of ketogenic condiments on there, like ketchup and barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, a whole line. And so they can go to guygoneketo.com, pick up a copy of the book there. If they buy it off the site, I'll autograph it. Or they can go to amazon.com and just get a copy there.
Yeah, I love it. Thom, thanks for sharing your time and your story with us. Fascinating conversation about where you've been. I love your goal-setting mentality and your work hard ethic. So thank you for all that. We hope to have you back again and wish you a lot of success with your book and your company.
Wow. Thank you, Jim. I totally appreciate that. I think what you do is super important. And it's been a real honor, being hosted by you. Thank you very much for that.